ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about chainsawman or foreplay lessons with Makima. And I really like how Denji just needs the proper motivation and he just goes for it. Now, I also really liked, besides all of the shenanigans and fun stuff with Genji and Makima, and also the continuation of the scene between him and Power in the bathroom there. I liked a bit find out about Aki, his past, also his motivations. Speaking about that, got me really interesting about mainly also the history of the characters. I liked how the devils, their powers expanding a bit more on that. So overall, I don't know. I feel like I'm saying it every episode. How does it get better and better? I feel like you get hooked even from the first episode, then something else clicks more and more and more, start liking the characters more and more. But I feel like it's gonna be one of those shows where there's gonna be some pain involved getting attached to characters, especially even some of the side ones we have met so far from Team 4. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now it picks up straight from the bathroom scene. He finally gets his moment there to squeeze some boobs, but it wasn't all he expected. I really like Power also, how she handled that entire situation. For the first squeeze, he only touched her padding because she actually padded her boobs to have bigger boobs. And then he tried a bit more, 3 squeezes in total. She started teasing him to say that he was in shock. No, he wasn't in shock. He was dumbfounded. Like, wait, that's he couldn't compute anymore. He was expecting more, but also from the fact that he actually did it, and Power was probably having the time of her life, that just messing around, being herself, and yeah, probably like 1 or 2 days he was in shock after touching a boob or some padding in this case. But that was a very good experience for him, especially after what followed, and I really liked the chop to snap him out of it power that Power gave him. This was a more gentle chop compared to the first one when they were in their first mission, so to say, to get his attention. And I really like their relationship, their chemistry, even more towards the end of the episode. They're perfect for each other, all of the shenanigans, the bickering they do, and Aki has a hard time dealing with them, but also he's learning how to control them, and we'll get to that. Now, probably the best scene in the episode, of course, we had the action, the setting up plot, powers, and things like that, but this has to be the best scene in the episode. When Makima was making him do paperwork about the bad devil and everything that happened, and he was still in shock. He just couldn't compute, even he was just stamping like he wasn't all there. He was still stuck in that bathroom. And I was just laughing so much. I knew something was gonna happen with Makima. I had the feeling she was gonna do something like this, but I wasn't expecting that scene just to yeah. They made the hand holding not be safe for work, to say the least. She knew he had something on his mind, and he finally comes clean. Hey, I touched a boo, but I don't know, wasn't what I was expecting. And he kind of had an introspective moment, so to say. Maybe if I go after something, it's gonna be the same. Maybe I just like the chase more, and that's probably gonna be important in the future, especially his motivations, how he views the world right now, because he keeps getting promises, wishes, bets, and things like that. He goes for small things, but I don't really think he has a big goal, so to say, at the moment, and he keeps getting those things, but it's not as satisfying. Which, don't get me wrong, I really like. Maybe it's gonna be a setup for a future plot, but I really like his simple dreams. But also at some point, I love for him to have a bigger goal. maybe we're gonna see an independent Denji, but that's probably way into the future. And the reason why I like him so much, again, it's how he views the world. Who knows? Maybe he actually does like the chase in multiple ways, especially after women. In this case, this was the best scene in the episode after he came clean. To say that Makima took control of that situation there would be an understatement. The way she took his hand, playing with it, just the soft voice she had there, the way she was with that hand, saying you need better understanding between somebody for the sex to be better. Even biting his finger there, that was probably one of the most sensual scenes I've seen in anime. Hentai is hentai, that's completely something else. This was a level above, to say the least. So basically gave him a foreplay lesson, and he got the experience of his lifetime there. And she even let him touch her boobs. Like, he took his hand and put his hand on her boobs, like, directly. She was just doing everything she wanted with him there. I know, poor dude, poor dude. I feel for him also, yes, yes. Of course, we all feel for his blight. Just, and more shocks. I actually thought you had a heart attack there, the way he reacted and backed off. This was probably what he imagined and exceeded his expectation, what that bathroom scene should have done. But I really like the scene with Power also. Doesn't take away from what Power did there, but this is something way different with how Makima and Power are, especially with Denji. Just see that entire thing, the way she used him there, literally, figuratively, because she used his situation with that being stuck on his mind to her advantage. She gave him something to remember her by more and more, making him more and more dependent on her. But she also used that situation again to promise something even more. Any wish, but if you kill this powerful devil, I need a favor from you. So yeah, she has him in the palm of her hand would be an understatement. Now, again, amazing scene. I really like that, but just shows how much control Makima has over Denji, and he's just along for the ride. Who can blame him, though? Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Now, after that scene, I liked how we finally find out a bit more about how devil works in the series, with the devil that she wanted to kill, the gun devil, which is one of the powerful devils appeared in America. Of course, Murika, my second amendment there 13 years ago, and every devil hunter wants to kill it. It's They don't know where it is. They've lost so many, so it's a on the top of the most wanted list, to put it like that. And if you kill it, any wish comes true. Even say before he could say it, she says anything. Now that would be interesting. Are they actually gonna go that far? Which I assume Denji's gonna kill it, or at least he's gonna fight it. Is she actually gonna go through with that promise? I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. I could see her using sex to gain even more control over Denji, to keep him under her control. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But I'm also curious: are they actually gonna animate that like full on uncensored, because they're showing the gory things and everything like that? We'll see if it ever gets to that part. But Denji first has to kill the gun devil. Now, what I liked is how they explain the powers, how it works. Just a backstory a bit with crimes increased with guns. When devil became a thing, people wanted to have more and more guns, but it had another effect also. There was this big terror attack, which I think was a reference to 9/11, the Twin Towers there. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's the feeling I got from it. And that's when the gun devil appeared. And that was basically the explanation we got from Makima about the gun devil. But shows the way the devils work, their power, how their influence sort of like created by humans and events around the world, personifications of a specific thing, and it brings me back to my questions a few episodes ago. What would be the most feared devil in the world? We'll have to see, and guns are definitely one of the most things that people are afraid of, even to this day. This makes for an interesting opponent to fight. That's gonna be curious how they're gonna, what design the gun devil is going to have, but we'll get to that. Now, what I liked, it just straight goes into a flashback. We see a family. I was at first, when he appeared, the brother, I thought, hey, is that young Aki? And then later on, is confirmed that in fact is Aki. We see Aki's brother, Tayo, wasn't feeling really well, probably a sick child. Don't know exactly what was wrong with him. And Aki wanted also to spend some time with his family, but both his mother and father were just spending time with his brother being sick there. Wanted to play catch with his father. Now, Tayo indulges him, actually wants to go play with Aki, but there's some resentment there, of course, everything that was happening in the family. Not ill intended, but you know how brothers are. Aki was feeling neglected and things like that. But they had a bonding moment with that snowball fight, and back and forth with the flashback. We see that, according to Makima, 1.2 million people were killed with that terror attack, the gun devil there, and yeah, there was a understatement to say that changed how the world handled devils. Everything changed around the world after that moment. But the important thing, we also see Aki's motivation, because while he was playing with his brother after the snowball fight, thought, hey, I don't want my brother to catch a cold. He sent him to get the gloves to play some catchball. And his entire house, his entire family just got obliterated in that attack. Like, just 1 second is there, the next one is not there. So this is why Aki views the devils the way he does. His resentment, his disdain that he has for Denji, and how he wants to be friends with devils, and even for power, which explains a lot of things. But I'm also really curious how he got into this profession. Of course, hey, I want to kill devil, I'm gonna go with her. They're killing devils. But I'm curious how he got with Makima and being working under her. Hopefully, we get some flashbacks with that also. So yeah, to say that he has a tragic past would be an understatement. Now, back to the gun devil. Makima has a way to find it. Now, I really like how they handle this, how they show that. Apparently, if you have pieces of the gun devils, sort of like flesh bullets in a way, that's how they looked with me. If devils eat them, they become stronger. This is how powerful the gun devil is, can even affect other devils. Now, at first I thought, wanted to have Denji eat them, like, hey, eat them, you become stronger, and maybe form a connection with the gun devil. But no, they had teams all over, and even they gather more and more pieces of the gun devil, because it's also really fast, it only leaves pieces behind. So they wanted to make a bigger piece with everything they had, so it attracts towards, guides them towards the actual gun devil. So they needed more and more. And now the first full-on mission they had here as Team 4 after that explanation, with hunting one of the devils that ate a piece, which we find I really liked how Aki handled the situation. We get all of the characters being there, Himeno, Arai, and Kobeni, and we'll get to them. I really like Himeno, and I liked how they showed a bit of her background in this episode. But what was fun was Power and Denji, all of their shenanigans, how they were bickering, lack of manners and everything, and how Aki just calm, controlled, very well trained, they just instantly changed their demeanor. So he knows how to handle them, even though they get under his nerves. I really feel like they make a good living bodies. But yeah, now what I liked is that I don't know if he's ever gonna change his mind, especially after his past, but maybe he's gonna make an exception, at least for Denji and Power. See them a bit different, because right even now he still sees them as tools, wants to use them just for the battle. Now, what I liked, I feel like Himeno has some of the characteristics of Makima, not at the same level, more of in a playful, teasing way, because she has an interesting proposition. Who kills the devil gets a kiss on the cheek. Of course, Arai got some motivation there a bit, even though he wasn't admitting it himself. What I liked was Denji, stoic, standing his ground and refusing, which, if it was a few moments ago or maybe last episode, would have accepted instantly. Yeah, but he has another girl that he wants now, another motivation, bigger motivation. And he has learned something very, very important. Sex is better if the two know each other, so Makima really knew what she was doing there. Has a bigger motivation. But things can always change, because you may know. And this is why I'm saying I like her, and even more after the flashback we saw with her, and I'm gonna get to that. He ups the ante a bit, saying, okay, if that's not enough, a kiss with the tongue if you kill the devil. And to say that he was motivated, insert your Virgil memes, there will be the way he ran like a slobbering dog instantly. With Irie going after him out of jealousy. No, 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 you're not gonna do it. No, 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 no. I can't let her do that. So he probably has a crush on Himeno. So even she admitting she likes to tease the boys, messing with them. But after all of the fun and shenanigans, I like the conversation between Himeno and Aki. Aki asking her, what do you think of the new recruits? Saying Arai kinda lacks the skills a bit but has the motivation. Kobeni, the girl, being skilled but she's a bit shy, so I feel like Arai and Kobeni kinda complete each other in a way. But she didn't say anything about Power and Denji. I'm curious what Himeno actually thinks of both of them. Now, what she said there right after with Ivanaki saying that most die after 1 year, and Aki don't die on me. This is very important, because after that we see a flashback, in this case with Himeno finding out a bit more with her wounded bandage at some grave, and somebody that trained Aki saying, hey, this is your new partner, referring to Aki, and how jaded she was to say, are you useless? That was her first question to Aki, and he was like, yeah, I think I am not really sure there, and saying, this is my sixth, you're gonna be my sixth partner. All of them died before you because they were useless. So that's a lot to unpack. Hopefully we'll find out more of Himeno, even though she's very playful, how she teases, how she acts around everybody. She has a lot of trauma and internal pain, and this was also it. Don't die on Miyaki, and what I said at the beginning of the video, it's gonna be painful probably at getting attached to characters. I feel like I don't think they're gonna kill Aki, but Himeno, yeah, that one is gonna hurt if they actually kill her. I hope they don't, but I don't know if she's gonna survive. Even Arai or Kobeni. Maybe Kobeni, but I wouldn't put my money on Arai. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like this is gonna be that type of series where characters are actually gonna die. I don't think Power is gonna die. Makima is probably not gonna die. She's maybe gonna end up to be the main villain, or maybe trying to use Denji for some major plan. I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna die. Himeno, Arai, and Kobeni, I don't see them living way long. Could be way off. I have no idea about the source material. These are just my assumptions, but we're gonna have to see. I definitely feel like it's gonna be that type of series where we're gonna get hurt getting attached to characters. But after that, man, the devils just keep getting creepier and creepier. Now, previous ones, sure, they have been creepy, but this one was just like I was watching Full Metal Alchemist, but R-rated in a way. The first devil they come in contact with is this head with a foot and a hand, like no upper body, just a foot on the right side and a hand on the left. Like what? He looked creepy, but in a good way. That was their first devil. It wasn't the devil they were looking for. It gets easily handled. At first, I thought that Himeno had some sort of telekinesis. The way she stopped their power thought. I really like Power. She thought the devil was intimidated by her, but no, it was Himeno's power with Power, the character actually cutting it in half. And Himeno was really honest about her power, saying she made a contract with the ghost devil for her right eye, so that's why she has that eye patch. And maybe also the flashback when we saw her wounded, maybe that was the moment she formed the contract. I would love to see how contracts are actually formed, also with Aki. How exactly is that process, for how long it is, and you know my meaning. I always like power systems in anime. And even Power saying, "Would you be telling me that? Isn't that something you should be keeping secret, especially since you're the ones that have to keep us in check?" I really like these moments of clarity from Power. She's always kind of an airhead, seems dumb, but sometimes she really asks some very in questions. Himeno was more than, no, 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 I'm okay. I would like for us to work together more, but if it has to come down to that, I have my own tricks up my sleeve, so I can more than handle even when putting Power against the wall with the ghost arm, and we actually see the ghost arm a bit. It's very interesting because you can't touch it. Power actually tried to touch it to get it off of her, but he couldn't. So there is a lot more to that power than just being an invisible arm. Now, are we ever gonna see the full-on Ghost Devil? I don't know. Maybe at some point. Now, they're finally going after the devil they're trying to get, which isn't as simple. I thought they were just gonna find the devil right after, or find some more minions, but things get more complicated, to say the least. Now, I liked that Arai was the first one to realize they were going in circle. They were trying to go up, but they're keep ending up in the same floor 8. He's tried to go down to check it, but he came from upstairs down, so it felt like they were some sort of a loop dimension or something. They were stuck there, so that was pretty much the episode. I'm very excited for next episode. I don't know how the series keeps getting better and better, gets you more and more hooked. How much longer can they keep this up? And yeah, it's probably one of the best new anime series we have gotten in a long while, and especially this year, which is gonna make my job even harder because it's that time where I have to think about my top 10 anime list of the year. I have my work cut out for me this year, especially with this series, the sequels, new series. I also have to catch up on some series, but yeah, overall, amazing episode. I loved it. I like the attention of the other characters, not just the main characters, and I'm more than hooked into the series, to say the least. I know I'm very curious what you guys think about this, especially anime onlys. Let me down in comments below, but also source material readers. What do you feel about the adaptation so far? I feel like we have had enough episodes that you guys can say, hey, they did a good job, they cut way too many things. Let me know which side do you land on the series. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys will let us videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Chainsaw Man. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.